Okay, so we're doing some more viewer tattoos. We got another big email here. Hopefully it's worth the read.
Right? Okay.
Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not.
Sometimes. So it says, "Hi Remy, hi Sarah. Been following you for a while now and really like your bodysuit. I admire your effort for your tattoos. Follower from Germany, by the way. That's awesome. So I have done some leg tattoos on myself since I'm learning to tattoo. And before I tattoo anybody, I just wanted to get a feel for actual skin since fake skin is definitely different from real skin." I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, Sarah's been making a mess of her own legs.
Not a mess. I know it's not the best work. Good, I did it on myself, but I'm getting somewhere. I know the kneecap tattoo turned out quite small. We'll probably add something to make it cover more if the knee though. My question for you and Sarah, of course, is how can I get the leg filled up? I'm going to get my other leg swirl blackened out next week, and I want to get the patchwork leg kind of even. Do you have any ideas on how to fill the empty space? Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks in advance. Stay safe. Oh man, these are all really tiny.
I love how it's like, yeah, how can I fill the empty space? There's more empty space than there is tattoos, so I mean...
Keep tattooing yourself.
Well, the thing is like, I feel like as you progress in your, like, apprentice leg, the sizing should change. Like, you should get into, like, small, medium at some point. So you can try and pull longer lines and things like this.
That's what I've been doing. So, like, my first couple pieces were quite small, and then I got some giant shit, too.
I don't see, like, the transition of, like, skill. Like, whatever that... It looks like there's a fucking burning church at the bottom there. Okay, yeah, you can see it in this photo. I want a burning church? That's the best tattoo. Yeah. So I'm hoping he did that one himself, but it doesn't look like he did. Mm-hmm. Like, that looks amazingly better than everything else on display. Like, it's night and day better than the rest. It's actually a really clean tattoo the more I look at it.
That's I'm a little jealous.
So if he did that one, then kudos to you.
Next week, burning church, Sarah.
This is a no-brainer to me. It's like, what do you mean fill it in? You keep doing these.
Yeah, I would just keep putting fridge magnets all over.
He's done them all at the same exact size, and there's lots of space to do just more of them.
Or practice your cover-ups.
Well, I mean, that will come next, but like, he's not there yet.
No, then keep filling the space. I mean, you have tons of room for more of these little guys.
Yeah, there's like tons and tons of room here, and like, I wouldn't have, at the state this is in, I wouldn't have anyone else contribute to this from here out. I would just use this for practice until there's no more room. And then if you still need the room, like if you still need the practice and you're not tattooing others, you got a whole other leg.
I think he says he's doing black swirl on the other leg.
Well, whatever. I mean, black swirl, whatever the fuck that means, can cover over other things.
It's
you do them in a strategic placement.
Like, I used to think that I might get some nice tattoos on my legs, but now that I'm apprenticing, I'm just like, well, fuck it. I'm just going to go nuts because I have the space.
Black them out later.
It's the best way to learn, too,
wow.
I think.
Ladies with blackout legs is a pretty solid aesthetic anyway. They're everywhere.
Hurt.
Well, whatever.
I'm a baby. Although I don't think legs would be too bad. Take it at a pace
you can manage, right? If you actually need it, you could always use numbing cream, but
probably.
I don't necessarily recommend. But anyway, I don't really think there's a problem here. I think that you've charted your own course. I think if you want to keep these, once you get them dense enough, you just put dots and stars. It's simple enough, and you can even do them yourself. You know, it is different.
Practice your saturation in between them. Like, you could black out in between them. You could black over them. Like,
I wouldn't recommend black around here.
There's just, like, so many other things that you could be practicing.
The tattoos are too dense, and there's just too much, like, for example, that moth. If you black round around it up there, that butterfly, whatever the fuck it is, or that black swirl thing there, like, there's nothing separating it if you black round it. So, and there's not going to be a lot of space to leave halos either because of how close together everything is. So I definitely don't recommend black round in this scenario.
Put some color background. Blue.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that, but the color background is going to emphasize how small all of these are. So if you don't want that, I would say keeping things in perspective, dots are small, then it makes them look bigger than the background.
True.
Do you know what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
Like
it makes complete sense.
If you do a big blue background, then the background is bigger than all of the tattoos, and all of a sudden they're the background now for the blue.
Makes sense. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, so the dots will make these things all look, you know, decently thought out, as funny as that sounds. So I would say just keep going nuts, and then one day if you don't want any of these, you just wash them away with some black and do something else. But that's my basic suggestion. Otherwise, I think this is the right approach to learning to tattoo, is tattooing yourself. More people should do that. But anyway, we're moving along here. So we have these two hand tattoos. They're both sent by the same person. No story on these ones.
This one looks like a neon light. I love it.
Here's a good use of black, like black background. It really emphasizes that blue.
It really pushes it forward.
So here's what happens if you don't put the black. This thing has no shape. You know what I mean?
It would look so flat.
Well, I'm having so many people who are doing, like, I seen this stupid fucking thing I got tagged in on Instagram. It was over black, but someone had just done color, like color and white on black, and they were complaining that it looks like a blob. I'm like, well, black gives things structure. That's never not the case. Even in a dark tattoo, you need black for structure. You can't just use the existing dark tones there. This black gave this thing all of its structure. See, they've done it in places very strategically to give the color weight, right? Above the glasses, in between the white and the yellow tones here, that black is there to give it structure. It doesn't add anything really aesthetically. It just gives it shape, right? You're not like, oh, look at the hard black there. It's just a subtle accent to give this whole thing some flow and some structure. Under that blue, if you hadn't put that blue there, all of a sudden the blue has no weight in this composition at all. And the blue is only there to pop the red. I feel like I'm always picking these things out now because I've used so much of this in my own work over the last few months, particularly. Like, it's been me going, hey, Terry, we need to do these things. Because, like, and he's like, that sounds crazy. And then he starts and he's like, oh, yeah, that works. Because it's like you're pulling warm and cold constantly, right?
Yep.
So this is a masterclass in color theory.
It is. I agree.
It's such an unassuming little tattoo.
Really smart choices here.
Everything is working warm, cold everywhere. Even in the glasses, they have that.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of really cool little tricks here that people who don't really know what they're looking at might not appreciate. So, but I definitely do.
Yeah. I think this one's super cool. And they're using the same trick here. They're making this like neon light effect by putting that black in that dark green to that light greeny yellow.
So
it glows.
My only concern here is it's like the tattoo above it in this case is not really terrible and looks like it's of a different time.
Just needs to be redone.
Yeah, I would have this guy pound color into that thing, you know, and just bring it to life because this being so poppy and even when it heals, because this is fresh, because of the tricks they've used, the darks into the lights, the negative space being enhanced by the color and the dark black there, all of this stuff will age really, really well, heal really well. All of the negative space here is emboldened by the contrast around it, right? So this doesn't need to stay this bright, if that makes sense.
It makes sense.
Because all of the color contrasting is going to remain more or less the same balance. I would just bring that into this black and gray piece now because this is putting a highlight on. Not that that one's bad, but just this is so good that it's just outdoing it. So
agreed.
Yeah.
I think so too. I really like this tattoo. I think it's usually I'm not like a really big fan of like the like kind of wind bar look thing, but I think that this one makes sense and really goes with the flow.
Well, it attaches it well to the rest of the arm too. But that being said, I want to see the rest of the arm get some color in it. So, and we have another email here.
All right. So this one is from Sal. And Sal says, "Hi, I have tattoos just about anywhere So email me and let me know what body part is going to be in the next video, and I probably have a tattoo there most likely.
Yeah, we're going with what you sent. So, this ain't that kind of a system. I don't know what this is. I don't know where this is, but it might be the worst photo you've ever had sent in.
And this is why it's here.
Like this could, no, it's, I just do these, like, I'll go to make one of these videos and it's like viewer submissions and I'll just go down the line, right? Like whatever's in that folder, unless it's completely unacceptable. Like the guy who sent me a full color dragon on his member.
Interesting.
I would have liked to air that, but I don't think YouTube
wouldn't have liked that.
So that's not a knock on the tattoo or the guy's member. It's
sorry, full color man.
Yeah, it was a cool tattoo. I don't know I don't even know where to start. Is this a skull? Like there's a skull with an eye, or
there's a gnarly scar there.
It looks like a scar, but it might be just white ink for some reason. Like I don't know what that is. I don't know what. And then we get this. This is literally like, I woke up at 2:30 and Remy was still on, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna take a picture and get on the show.
Well, and then also like he wants you to reach out to him and be like, "Oh, I want to see that better."
I don't know what that is.
I don't have time to reach out to you, sir.
I don't know what that is. Like that could just be a skin discoloration, right? Like that looks like just some kind of blorb on his leg.
I love the word blorb.
Well, that's my best bet. I don't know what that is.
It's nothing. Nice.
I have absolutely no idea what I'm looking at.
Your carpet looks impeccably clean.
I wouldn't say impeccably, but like the lighting suggests it's the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and he's just rolled out of bed. Probably has some Cheeto dust in his face somewhere, and he's like, "Fuck." Marathoning Remy Reacts, which is very sad.
Email Remy.
I have no idea what I'm looking at, so we better move on. I don't want to beat this poor guy to death.
All right, let's go with this next one from Kota. It says, "So I got this tattoo from a buddy at the tattoo shop who was dating the town whore." What a story. Her and I was good friends.
Fucking stellar.
And well, I already invited her. So I had to text her. She's not allowed anymore. Anyways.
I have a feeling we haven't seen the worst tattoo yet today.
From Crash Bandicoot. Why did we need the rest of this story here?
Well, because it made the tattoo.
But I don't understand. Why did we need to know about your buddy dating the town
Why
whore?
not?
And you invited
it's probably
her,
more interesting than the tattoo.
But she wasn't allowed to come. Oh, and then there's another part to this email, and he said this was a cover-up of a tattoo machine that was right in the middle. The placement was not all that good. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Oh, no. This is
fucking
not
sick.
Good.
This is the kind of tattoo I want to see more of. There's a cover-up in here, hey? Is that what he said? Look at the wood grain.
Is this right here? Oh.
Oh,
right
fuck
here.
Christ
That's
almighty.
Where your cover-up is.
Yeah.
I found it.
It's like
I found it.
Just looks like a wart or something on the tattoo.
Yeah.
Just suddenly darker in that one spot.
And we're talking about the wood grain again. Your wood grain is impeccable.
Yeah, no, it's funny, right? Like, even badly done wood grain, you gotta be like, look at the wood grain. Like,
yeah. You worked real hard on that wood grain.
You know what? This thing wants to be so much better than it is.
Like it looks like it's 30 years old.
But like there's hints of greatness here, where it's like, in a way, it's spectacular.
Yeah.
Like it really, like there's a lot of character in this. It just didn't quite happen, right? Like.
Well, he was, the artist was dating the town whore, so I mean.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
This must be from like a
I can see how, and I can see why. She's wanting a little of this on her leg. You know what I mean? She's hoping that if she gets close to the guy, she'll get one of these bad boys.
No, she probably has a few.
She was seduced by the wood grain.
Oh, hey. Hello, wood grain.
I don't have much else to say. I mean, it's not nearly as bad as the last thing, and the story was humorous, so... Thanks for sharing the backstory. I want to know more about your buddy in the town whore than the tattoo, though.
Well, yeah. Well, like, why did you invite her, and why wasn't she allowed to come around? Like, what happened there?
Well,
were you sleeping with her too?
I don't
Is that
know.
why she's the town whore? And then was she not allowed to come? Like, I feel like I'm missing
this
a
is
bunch
like
of drama here.
This episode is like a return to form for the old school Remy Reacts, when it was literally just like 40 to 50-year-old dudes that living in like basements, sending us the worst lighting, the worst tattoos. Like, I kind of miss those days, and like some part of me wished that just kept on. Now I get too many good tattoos.
Oh, I know. And
right?
Good tattoos are hard to, because we just high-five them and be like, you're a good tattoo.
When
That's
it's
awesome.
too good, it's like there's almost nothing like fun to have. There's no fun to have with it, right?
Remy
it's just
likes
like, oh, look
being
at
nasty.
this. It's not even just nasty. It's just these things have character. Like, look at the wart in the middle of this thing. You're not going to see that on a good tattoo.
No.
You know what I mean?
It's true.
It's just so much more character and story here. I don't know. I really like this thing.